Do you sometimes find yourself arguing with your loved ones for no reason? You start a conversation and you hope that it was a conversation that will bring a positive result, but you end up arguing. This was the case for me. Many times I caught myself feeling irritated. It wasn't really argument, but feeling irritated. It could be that I've had such a wonderful time in the presence of the Lord. But before I know it, things people say might make me feel irritated. And I didn't understand what was going on. And when I started inquiring, I started paying attention, I realized that the enemy does all that he can to take us out of a place of unity with one another. And so here, the book of Psalm, chapter 133, it says, "Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious oil upon the head, running down the beard of Aaron, running down on the edge of his garments. It's like the dew of Hermon, descending upon mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded the blessing, life forevermore." And so this is showing us that it is God's will for us to dwell in unity with one another as his people, because he wants to command his blessing. But what happens oftentimes, there's a lot of disunity. Husband and wife come together to live together, to raise their family, to raise their children in love. But guess what happens? Little strife begins to cause them to come apart. And many times when we don't pay attention, a lot of marriages suffer today because of strife that was not taken care of, and it led to divorce. And so I also, as I kept on learning and praying, I realized that this is also rooted in pride. Many times when we want to hold on to our own opinion, guess what happens? We are in a position whereby, as opposed to yielding and being willing to let go, to forgive, and just let God work out things, even when it doesn't go our way, guess what happens? There's a tendency of us wanting to hold on to what we want, because the pride that is the heart of most of us begins to operate in such a way that we are unwilling to yield. But guess what? It is God's will for us to dwell and operate in unity, because he wants to bless us. And many of us are seeking for God's blessing. But what happens is that where there is no unity, it does not allow the Spirit of God to really operate. And so this is why the Bible says that how can two, agree? Sorry, how can two work together if they do not agree? Because when there is an agreement, guess what happens? The Spirit of God comes to abide and begin to do the work of the kingdom. And this is God's will for us, for our families and for our marriages and for our